Hi everyone, welcome back to Living Even Keeled. My name is Patricia and today I'm kicking off a mini series all around the theme of back to school. If you are new to my channel or you don't know me very well, you should know that I love all things school and all things learning and education. I'm going to break this up into a mini series. Today is all about the schedules, the planning, and the organization of the routine of getting everything done, not being late, making sure that you're at your appointments, you're at your planned activities, and you make the time for volunteering and all of that. So first of all, you need yourself a personal planner. I've always loved the small pocket planners that you can get for $1 that fold in half. They look sort of like a checkbook, if you know what that is. I don't know if millennials know what checkbooks are. I'm sure they do. Sorry to be judgmental. Anything where you can see at least the month at a time is going to be super helpful. If all you can see is your day or your week, you're gonna be likely to forget things. That's my opinion, it's not a fact, but that's what I think. If you can see the month and the week to accompany it, perfect, but you at least need the month so you can plan things out. I love seeing my month at a time. Now, in a recent video, I showed you just a few things. It's kind of like my spin on favorites. I showed you a planner. Well, after having used that planner for a very short amount of time, I kind of realized I didn't really love it. The spiral binding was really hindering my penmanship, and so I went ahead and got basically the same exact thing, but with not the spiral binding. So when I open it up, it can be flat, and I can much more easily record what I need. So keeping it with the school theme, most schools will give you either a bi-weekly or some sort of monthly communication letter. Take that letter right away and transfer any dates on it into your personal planner. Any big projects, any celebrations, parades, do not forget all these wonderful things that are coming up back to school time and just right away transfer them. That way you can recycle that paper, or maybe you want to post that paper somewhere. At least you have it in two places. So you have it with you when you're out and about and you need to make an appointment. You can say, I'm not available next Thursday. I have a school play to go to. Now, if you don't like pen to paper, you can use your digital calendar. So that's my second tip. I actually use both. My husband and I have a shared Google Calendar. He puts all of his work stuff on there. I put all of the home stuff on there. I don't put too much personal things on there unless it involves like the car, because we have one car. I make sure to put if I have a PTO meeting, because I'm going to be doing that this year. I'll tell you all about that as I know more. I don't know anything yet, but I am going to be helping the parent-teacher organization. Any volunteering at the preschool, library story time, those types of things are all on the shared calendar, and he puts the same thing on his, so I know when he has an appointment and to make sure that he could take the car and be on time, or when he's working at certain times to make sure that he gets a ride so I can have the car to take the daughters to school. The Google Calendar works for us. If we had two cars, I would still use it. I'm focusing a lot on the transportation aspect, but I would still use the Google Calendar so we can be involved in each other's daily lives and know who's going to be where and when. So the personal planner and the family planner are huge. Now I have a third family planner, so this is my personal planner. The family planner is the Google one, but we also have a family hard copy weekly calendar on a whiteboard. I'm sure I've shared this before. It's called Get Stuff Done Calendar. This was a steep discount at Meyer last back to school season. It's a weekly planner. It just says Monday through Sunday. I fill in the date. I use a variety of colors of dry erase markers. I find when things are all black that they get missed by me. So when I put the time in a different color, it stands out more. So I write down, we had no school for Labor Day, story time, I have curriculum night coming up and I have the time for that, so I know when to be there. Same thing here, we have an orientation. I also write down the dinners that we're having each night. I don't go as far as to do breakfast and lunch, but I make sure I have the dinners here. I'll get a little bit more into meal planning in just a moment, but here's where I write down exactly what we're having. The main reason this helps me is so I know what to take out in the morning, and if I have something to defrost, I can do that. Regardless, if we're not having meat, at least it gives me time. Like we use our Instant Pot, I know to get it started early, because by the time the bus comes to drop off our kindergartner, it's kind of right when I'm gonna be getting dinner going, or my husband's going to be getting dinner going, and it just gives us the knowledge we need to make a plan of action. Over here on the side, it's just an open column, and oh, I just erased half of it, but I wrote Happy September because this is the first week of September. You can write down birthdays coming up, you know, any little notes that you may need. This lives on the side of our refrigerator, so my husband and I are frequently checking it to see what's for dinner, what's going on when. I put my husband's work engagements on here too. He works from home the majority of the time, so when he doesn't, it's not embedded in me as a routine yet. So I like to have that down so I don't forget. You've seen this before. This is another part of the routine. So if you have band one night, soccer one night, fundraiser, PTO, meal plan. I love the meal plan. You may not see how it goes with back to school, but everyone needs to eat, and you've got all these school engagements. It's so wonderful to plan ahead. So before I even begin thinking about what I want to eat with back to school in mind, I'll write down the nights that we have engagements. Anything that's basically past 3, I've got to keep it in mind because that's going to affect how much time I have to cook or if we're even going to be home during mealtime. And my last resource is something that I have touched on in the past. It's the household binder. I can use dividers. You guys, I know, I just love it. It's my assignment. But I use the dividers to sort of keep track of certain areas of life. At the front of my household binder, so this is it, and by the way, this was a free printable from a blogger that I follow. She had 2, and I didn't print it with the text, but I want to, or at least write maybe my name in here. But so in the very front of this binder, I keep a calendar, and that's specifically for assignments and things that are very specific to each classroom. So like which sight words they're working on. One of my daughter's schools gives me a calendar with all of that information printed on it, so I don't have to transfer anything, I just have to keep track of it. And the other kind of keeps it in a newsletter format on my phone, and I'm not always on my phone. So I just transfer it into the calendar so I know this week what words we should be working on. I know what to do and when. So I have a calendar of academic stuff. I have 2 calendars of personal things, from appointments to events. I know what we're eating and when. I can see my entire week at a glance. So all of these resources keep me in the know. They keep me from running around stressed out. I don't have to feel like I'm always that mom, the hot mess mom. Like, I feel more together. This is my job now because they are so young, but it's not gonna be my job forever. I'm not gonna be the one to tell them, you have to go to work in half an hour, you better get going. I'm hoping that they see what I'm doing and that, you know, eventually down the line, several years, they can kind of take over this process and have their own way of organizing their lives. So if you liked day 1 of my back to school mini series, you're not going to want to miss the rest of the week, so subscribe if you aren't. Thanks again for watching. Click thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.